Hello and welcome back to the 90 plus 2 podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Townsend. Today, joining me as always, I have my co-host, Mr. Xander Turnbull.
Hello.
And a very special guest today, former Tavistock College head student and Arsenal fan, it's Mr. Connor Maunder.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And today, as usual, we'll be talking about the latest transfer developments, bit of Argyle news, and we'll test Connor on his knowledge of the Invincibles season to see, if he has Deadpool knowledge or not.
I don't get nervous.
I can confirm the votes of last week's poll, me and Dan were tied on having the deadest ball knowledge in the end. We both had 2 votes for us and everybody else had 1. So if you voted for me, don't listen again. But yeah, no, we'll start off. Start of the season this weekend, of course. A good start for Swansea's under a draw, was it?
Yeah, it was a draw. I'd say I'm happy with that. Obviously Birmingham, they're looking quite good this year. So I think maybe a draw was probably a good result, but having watched the highlights, I'd say the goal we gave away was quite cheap.
Yeah.
And we did have the ball in the back of the net, but it was chalked off for offside, but it has later been seen that it was not actually offside. So could have been a win, but I'll take a point.
Yeah, and any transfers looking like they're going to be happening?
Michael Duff yesterday after the Northampton game, he did say there was someone coming in. It would be a loan, but there's been some technical difficulties, so I don't know who that's going to be.
Reckon a Premier League player, probably.
Yeah, probably. It most likely probably going to be a midfielder.
Yeah.
Considering we lost Encham to some club in Turkey. I can't remember their name, but we lost him. So that's a bit of a loss, but at the same time we got 2.5 million for him, so it's money in the bank and can put towards others.
And an amazing start for Argyle. I mean, nobody would have expected that, really, I think. I predicted them to win, but not in such a comprehensive fashion.
No, I didn't. Honestly, the way the game was going, I honestly thought it would just be a draw, because in the second half, Argyle didn't look like they were going to get out of their half, really, and get forward, and Huddersfield just were seen to have all the ball, but I don't think they were ever going to finish anything.
Well, yeah, because Argyle dominated the start, but then come the start of the second half, it was really looking like Huddersfield were on top, especially after equalising just before half time.
Yeah, I think the likes of Karoma and Sorba Thomas and Danny Ward as well, they were all getting forward, getting into the areas, but they just could not finish.
Yeah,
it was appalling, really, their finishing on that day.
And then obviously Mumba's goal, potential goal of the season contender.
What a man!
Yeah,
what a man!
What a signing! He's proving already. I don't know why Norwich let him go. Honestly, it's unfathomable to me that they've let him go for so little money as well. Really, I
think Norwich are going to struggle this year. Just to divert, I think Norwich are going to be looking at playoffs in terms of their ambition, but it's going to be a mid-table finish. I think it's going to be a difficult season, but
they're so renowned for being a yo-yo club, aren't they?
Yeah.
But this year, potentially not. Well, especially after losing Pookie as well, who was their best player for so many years.
It's a yo without a yo, isn't it? They're missing a yo
this year. Yeah. But and then last night, obviously saw Argyle, Leighton Orient, me and Connor. Well, we were all there, weren't we?
Yeah, we were all there.
God, a painful second half, to say the least. But good for Ben Waine to get 2 goals. Any more confidence for him's good, isn't it, really? But I feel like potentially if we do get another striker in, then he's going to be pushed even further down, isn't he, really?
Yeah, it's just, I think Argyle do need a striker.
Yeah.
Obviously, because last year, I remember hearing Charlie Price and I think it was Aaron Cusack in the commentary box yesterday, they were going on about how, last year we had Hardy, we also had Cosgrove and Ennis who we could bring on, but this year they don't really have that, so I think a striker is needed.
Yeah, I was speaking to Chris, the guy who stands next to me at Argyle the other day, and he was saying about how last year we had 4 strikers who were all rotating the whole time. Currently we literally just have Hardy and Wayne and Isaka, but you don't want to throw him at the deep end. He's 17, for God's sake. He did look good yesterday. I think he's looking better. He's looking better every game he's playing, which is great, and he's looking stronger as well. But again, you don't want to be relying on having to play him necessarily, do you?
Yeah, I think it's like Swansea as well. We've because we're sort of lacking a left wing back at the moment. We're having to play Josh Key there, who obviously is right-footed, so it's a bit difficult for him. But also we're using Azim Abdullahi, who's one of our academy players last year, and he's been doing really well. But I think it's we're sort of throwing him in at the deep end. But I think it's it depends just on the player, really. They'll either sink or swim. But I don't think Freddie, he's only 17, so I think he still needs that a little bit more time.
Yeah, exactly. And Luke Cundall getting his first start for Argyle last night. looked pretty solid, to be fair. Very attacking, direct.
Reminded me a lot of Billy Gilmore from Brighton, actually. That first full game that he had for Chelsea, where he broke out into the first team. I think he looked excellent, just really quick on the press. So hopefully against lesser teams in particular, I'd like to see more of him getting some minutes.
Yeah, well, you saw him last year for Swansea.
He was fantastic at Swansea. A really good signing. Unfortunately, he didn't get many goals. He got 3 in the season, 2 in the last 2 games. But
yeah, you can't be expected too much from centre mid, can you? Anyway, in terms of goal involvement, it's more like off the ball.
But I mean, to be fair,
build up play,
pressing as well. Yeah.
For most of the season, he was sort of in like that because we were playing like a 3-4-2-1. So he was like sitting in that too, along with Ollie Cooper. Most games.
He'll be playing a similar role for Argyle alongside, you would imagine, either Randall or Butcher in the centre mid. So
Randall did well last night at left back. I thought he did very well.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously he's a little bit out of his depth being thrown in there. Tyreek Wright last night, bit of a mid game still.
Yeah,
I think he's still yet to find his position. Really, I don't know where Shuey wants to play him. Where was he playing last night? On the
right.
Yeah,
I think he was right wing. Yeah.
It's interesting to watch, not as a neutral, but as someone that's never seen him play before. And I just couldn't determine where I thought his best skills lay.
No.
He had the build of someone that you'd expect to be strong, but actually his hold-up play was quite weak.
Yeah.
He didn't have the pace, which I thought he would, just from when I saw his pressing.
Yeah.
I can see him being played in midfield, actually. I can see him being played ahead of Kundal and...
Yeah, as opposed to being on the wing with those attacking runs. Like you said, he looked quite weak against quite a weak Leighton Orient defence, really. Like, we were breaking them down every single time. I thought Azaz had a really good first game back for Argyle yesterday.
Because Hayden was good yesterday.
Yeah, again, I just hope that the injury picked up wasn't too strong. I don't know if you know any more about that.
No, I think it was just sort of maybe a little knock to the ankle, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I think it just because of him, because it becoming half time, I think they were just taking it off in case it like seized up a bit. So it was just sort of like a precautionary thing.
Well, I'll say minimum for Argyle, we need another centre-back and another striker, purely because we would have a lot of centre-backs, but they all get injured all the time. Like Galloway's constantly injured.
Gillespie's injured.
Gillespie's injured now, yeah. So it's like you need more strength and depth, especially in the striker role as well.
Yeah.
Who, like we said, you'd want to be looking to try and get 1 or maybe even 2 in if you could.
I think Matt Butcher did well last night at centre-back as well.
Yeah, I mean, can rotate there. So you'd say that the priority would be on getting in a good striker, potentially either a Prem loanee or, like we've been rumoured with, like Lyle Taylor, who was released from Forest.
I think he'd be a good signing. He's a bit sort of... He doesn't score much, but I think in terms of like... I think probably the way Shu wants to go, I think if you can share the goals around a bit, because you've got Whittaker who can score goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Hardy can score goals. Azaz can score goals. So if you can like share the goals about...
Somebody like him, I think would be perfect, really. Proven championship quality, experience and goals as well. It's exactly what you need. I know he's 32, but...
I think we needed an Ashley Barnes type figure, actually. If I had to put a
name
on it.
It is a shame that he went to Norwich,
Barnes.
yeah. It is a shame that he went to Norwich, but... Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get somebody like that in. I'll come to you, Connor. Arsenal. So, obviously fell just short last year. I don't think it was a bottle, really.
I don't think it was a bottle. I'm going to go on a rant before it even goes on, just so I can get it out of the way and get this whole bottle situation addressed. I don't think it was. I think anyone that's being chased by City has to keep up with City's pace. They won the last 12 games of their season.
Yeah.
So automatically, if we're going to keep ahead of them by the distance that we did, we'd have to win 11 games.
Exactly. One of them being against them, wasn't it? Or was it 2 near the end?
We unfortunately had a game moved due to the Queen dying, which respect Liz, but it was selfish in terms of her timing.
I know.
So it's unheard of to be facing your Premier League rival 2 games in the last 10.
Exactly.
That's just absurd. So I think to win, we won 8 or 9 of our games out of 12. I don't think that's a bottle. I think in the middle of the season you'd be saying that's good form.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Southampton match, isn't it? Which I'm sure.
Well, and absolutely nobody expected Arsenal to be challenging for the title. You had a really good start. Everybody was like, they're going to fall off. They're going to fall off. 8-9 wins in a row at the start, you look in. So it wasn't even looking likely at all, really. So
let's talk about Saliba and the impact that his injury had.
He was unreal at the start of the season.
Unbelievable.
And then he comes back from injury. He wasn't the same player, was he?
It's the lack of games that we had with him. I think people are blaming Rob Holding, which is unfortunate. He's a good defender for a top 12 Premier League side. But as a ball playing centre back, I think I'd rather stick my nan in there. Really, she could do a job over Rob Holding.
Well, exactly. It's literally, you're never gonna get the same impact that Saliba had, are you?
No.
Like, when he got injured. So
And the impact on Gabriel that had, and then moving forwards. So we'll have to see if we can get the centre back in the market, because I hear that we're having an offer for Tomiyasu for about £25 million
Really?
from Inter Milan.
interesting.
So we'll see. Interesting if Arsenal decide
He's
to let him go.
he's only really a backup for you now, isn't he? So
I just don't know what his place is going to be, because he came in as a backup right back, and now we've got Ben White and Timber.
yeah,
Now we've got Kvyat, Timber, Zinchenko, Tierney at left back. I don't quite know where he's going to play, unless he's going to go into the Champions League game at centre back. But again, I think I'd rather have Holding in for the experience if I'm going to put someone in at centre back.
yeah. And then moving into this season, then signed Rice obviously for 105 mil. Is he worth 105 mil?
I'd be interested to see what you say first as non-Arsenal fans, and then perhaps I'll let you know my thoughts.
I think he's worth 105 mil to West Ham, which is the reason why they sold him for so much. But I feel like it's a hard one, really, because how long did he have left on his contract there? Was it only a year, or was it more than that?
Yeah, I think he only had a year left. I think
See,
he was going into.
it is steep, but they knew that you wanted him, so they knew that you could kind of bleed you dry. I reckon he's probably worth around 70 or 80 mil. And you've thrown on that extra £20 million for him being called Declan Rice and not Declan Rizinho. Like, if he was Brazilian, never be worth that much, would he? But I don't know. I think it's a good signing. But I feel like he's just going to have so much pressure on him now to perform. Or everybody's hating on him already, like they are Mount, for example. So
I was one of the few Arsenal fans that didn't want this transfer. And I don't think that Rice is as good as £105 million.
no.
Now, Arsenal seemingly have a huge treasure fund in the bank. Spending 105 on one player, 65 on Havertz. He doesn't look like he'll immediately be coming into the starting 11. So perhaps price isn't the issue. And if Arteta wants a defensive midfielder from the Premier League with experience, then 105 million is what it's going to cost.
Yeah, exactly.
But you've got the likes of Zubamendi from Real Sociedad. I'm sure there's plenty of options that you could get that are going to do a good enough job to then to fork out onto a better number 8 to allow Havertz to play up front, which seems what Arteta wants to do now that Jesus is injured.
Yeah.
So I think allocation of funds is more where I'm coming from, but we'll see, because Rodri, how much would you say that he's worth to City?
Oh yeah, he's worth 150 mil probably.
Exactly.
He's the best CDM in the world though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
Comfortably.
So, yeah, I mean, I think 105. Well, because you got to remember Jude Bellingham was the same price, wasn't he? Being sold to Real Madrid, and how old is he? Like 19, 20?
He's 9. No, just turned 20, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So, would you say that he's worth 105 mil? Is anyone worth that really? Like,
I don't even think Jude is probably worth 105 million. Maybe more like 85, I'd say.
yeah,
But I think it's just like with Declan Rice, obviously Borussia Dortmund, they don't want to let him go, and it's also like their valuation.
yeah,
It's like I remember a couple of years ago, Wilfried Zaha, when he was wanting to leave Crystal Palace for like the however many time. Everton were interested in it, but Crystal Palace said, "Oh, you'll have to pay 100 million."
that's madness.
You're not going to pay 100 million.
How much did he go for this summer?
Nothing.
Oh, was he on a free? Was
Yeah,
he?
he ended his contract and left.
That's mad.
Awful business, isn't that, by Crystal Palace?
Well,
It's terrible.
I mean, I think they didn't sign him for that much. And
I know,
that
but
would
how
less than
much?
for
How much is he worth? Like 50 mil plus? Surely he's only like 20, 26, 27 odd. Surely he can't be any older than
think
that.
He's 30.
Is he?
Yeah.
Actually, I think he might be 31. He's
I
31 this
thought
year.
I didn't think because when did he sign for? When he was okay, that was 10 years ago.
Which
Sorry.
time did he
Sorry,
sign for United?
I'm forgetting that like 2013 is like 10 years ago now. So
Yeah, he's
sorry,
like I think he's like 31 this year. I think.
lost track of time. Yeah, because I remember I saw his first ever start for United in the Community Shield. He is 30. Yeah. Sorry, I just associated him. He was still like, yeah, not like a like when everybody was calling who was it, a star boy for ages when he had turned older. Oh, Lingard, that was it. When everybody was saying that Lingard was a star boy
Future
when he was
prospect. Let's not get that.
when he was almost 30. Is he still at Forest? He must be.
No, I think he's left Forest. I think
Oh,
He
okay.
plays for
He got-
Jay Lings now,
Does he?
his own
Oh.
club that he's founded.
He got
Jesus
released
Christ.
along with like Andre Ayew and John Joe Shelby and others as well.
Mad. Andre Ayew, Swansea return?
Not a chance.
Why not?
He can afford his wages.
Oh, does he want too much, does he?
Okay, he was on like 70 grand a week when he was before.
Jesus.
Daylight robbery.
Yeah, thank God we had parachute payments.
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, Brighton wanted him. back in like the COVID season.
Yeah.
They wouldn't sign him because he wanted 90 grand a week.
Fair enough, yeah. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
Going back to Arsenal then, obviously we just saw him in the Community Shield on the weekend. Probably a deserved victory in the end because City didn't really do anything to
I thought
kill off
besides
the
Cole
game.
Palmer's excellent strike that there was nothing really that they did to threaten us.
No.
Haaland was taken off after 65 minutes. I think he had 13 touches in total, I remember reading.
Yeah.
And I think 0 shots attempted, 0 shots on target, 0 goals. It's not a good reading.
Yeah, exactly. You lose. What is it they say? You got to win the raffle. You got to buy a ticket to win the raffle.
Yeah.
Good old Martin Tylerism. But yeah. So obviously, the new what is it? The new timekeeping thing that's come in. What are your thoughts on that then? There was 9 minutes of added time at the end of Argyle the other day?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Just purely because I feel like it's just sort of you get to the end of the game, but then it's end of 90 minutes, but then you still might have another 10 or 12.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just keeps mounting up, and I don't think it's really fair in a way because like you keep stopping in the game, and then like say a player's had like a slight knock, and then like obviously like Kesler Hayden they took him off in case it like seized up. Like that could happen. Just like if it's a 3-minute break, like the injury could start to seize up, and then like that risks more injuries. So I think they should just keep the old sort of.
Yeah, I think it kills the excitement of the game as well, really. If you're 1-0 down going into or 1-0 up, say, for example. So, when Argyle are going to play Rotherham, inevitably, we'll probably be 1-0 up or something with like, we're coming to the end of the game and it's like a crucial game. And then there's 12 minutes of added on time to try and defend that lead. It's like, that's just madness. It's like a whole other section of the game, isn't it, really? And it's like you said, time wasting is kind of a bit of the sportsmanship of football, isn't it, really?
I think it depends on who the time wasters are in the game, doesn't it? If your squad's wasting time, then you love it because you're winning. You're winning 1-0.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Take it to the corner. Who cares?
Exactly. I think there'll be ways around this now as well. I think the bigger clubs will now waste time by keeping the ball, which actually is less interesting than if the defending team is attacking for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think the issue beyond time wasting as well is simulation, which I'm sure we'll come on to. But I did not give a single shit about Arsenal winning that Community Shield because by 95 minutes I thought, you know what, I just don't care. It's been a long match and the passion is, you can only keep it going for so long if it's a low scoring game, if there's not many chances created. So
it's like the amount of yellow cards that are being given out as well for like kicking the ball away and stuff. It's
so
like
petty.
Yeah, it is. Like, who does that really... I know it's simulation. Give them a warning, but like a yellow instantly for kicking the ball away is mad.
No, it's not a yellow. It's a yellow unless you're Rodri. Let's just address that.
I was going to say, did you watch the Community Shield the other day?
To be honest, no.
Fucking hell, the amount of City simulation or time wasting or nicky fouls or whatever. Not a single yellow given, was it?
Don Rodri.
Rodri.
In the mafia.
Yeah, literally. I don't know what he's been paying them, but yeah, I mean, it is an interesting point. Like, they're trying to obviously make it so the games are that much longer, but I just think it's kind of, like you said, killing the joy, really, in a way.
Like, I think time wasting is sort of all part of it. I mean, obviously, you've got the likes of Wickham and Fleetwood.
Who just live to waste time.
Yeah, those are like the team's reasons why this has been brought in. But then at the same time, you've got the likes of, I don't know, say like just any other team, like you're 1-0 up.
Anybody but Wickham.
Anyway, but like you're 1-0 up and the goalkeeper, like Jordan Pickford, he loves to go down on the ball, just like will lie there for like 10 seconds.
Martinez as well.
Yeah,
he's
Martinez.
a shithouse,
Who's that guy? The Derby goalkeeper, then John Marquis took the mech out of him.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, it's one of the dark arts of football, but it's one of the things where it's like, you just got to play the game, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like you just got to play what you know you can get an advantage from.
I think so many of us loved Newcastle last year,
and
they were one of the worst in the country. I know against Arsenal, for
Liverpool
example,
as well.
That game was
55 minutes in play, and they finished in the top 4.
Yeah,
and that would not have been unless they time wasted.
Yeah.
So I think you're stopping the smaller teams being able to actually succeed in, as the underdog in matches.
do you remember the Liverpool versus Newcastle game at Anfield where it was like 1-0 to Newcastle
and
or
then
something?
like Fabio Carvalho got like one of the like 95th minute or something.
Well, it was like, I think it was up like 97, 98 because the time wasting was that bad, and that was before this was even introduced. It probably have been like 20 minutes of added on time if it was today, but yeah. Well, I'll bring it back to Arsenal then.
Yes.
predictions or hopes for this season as opposed to your predictions? Obviously, the hope would be to be in a title fight, but
The hope would be to win it. I think, City's squad is slightly depleted. I think if anyone's got a chance of getting a title, it's going to be this year. I think where I see the points coming from are bigger teams beating City. I know last year that I think only probably Spurs 1-0 was a City loss against a big side. I don't even know if that happened.
United.
Yeah, United.
Very true.
Don't forget that one, boy.
I think only Brentford beat them twice. So
Big on
just
Brentford.
not enough teams getting points against City. And I think that now with Chelsea having Poch, Liverpool seem to have sorted their midfield issues to a degree.
The rebuild of 2 players. Fucking hell.
I think there's going to be more points being able to get against City, to put it simply. So I can hope for a first place, hope that we can be the pick of the bunch. But
where did I say? I think I said
top two,
Arsenal
top
third.
three.
I think I said Arsenal third and United
you said
fourth.
third, yeah.
What did you say?
I said second.
Where have you predicted them?
I keep shuffling it around. It's like a fantasy team. I think that it's going to be probably second. I think it's going to be between United and Arsenal.
Really?
I do.
That is brave. Is it?
Is it brave?
I think it is. Yeah, I don't think United are anywhere near a title fight, but don't get me wrong. I'd be more than happy if they were, but Jesus Christ. I can't see it. I think they're still too weak in some areas.
So do you think Arsenal are comfortably second then, like last year?
No, I predicted them third, didn't I? I got
Who have
Liverpool.
you put?
I put Liverpool second.
Their midfield
that's-
rebuild.
That's like that was like my brave prediction on the assumption that they were going to sign more players. But
Thank you to the 2 people last week that voted Jamie's ball knowledge as dead.
Yeah, Jesus.
Circling back around.
All right, we'll see, won't we? Come May. I still think City will win the league just because I think they're way too strong still. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a really. I think what I said is I thought that City would win it, and then between second to fifth it'll be really, really tight. So I'm not going to sit on the fence though. I did put Liverpool second, which is such a brave one. Then again, Dan put Liverpool first. So
True.
First.
How did he get 1 vote?
Oh my
yeah.
we got 2 votes.
He got 2. He got 2.
That's
Deserved.
awful.
I
Deserved.
know. I think I only got 2 because fucking Dan voted for me, cheeky bastard. But anyway,
Friendly fire.
yeah, I reckon. I think that Arsenal will win the FA Cup this year though.
We have to win a trophy. I think that, pushing City is not a trophy.
Yeah.
Everyone is. I think there was West Ham fans comparing our seasons because they won silverware. United fans comparing because they won, I don't know, some sort of mug for the kitchen.
Oh yeah. You'd be
And-
happy if you won that this year though, wouldn't you?
No,
The
I
Carabao
wouldn't.
Cup. Why not?
I didn't even celebrate Arsenal's goal in the Community Shield. I think.
But would you be happy if they won the FA Cup this year?
Well, the FA Cup is significantly
Oh, yeah.
more important
Yeah.
than the
Here we go.
Community Shield and the Carabao Cup.
I'm not
isn't
hearing it. East Swansea fan. League Cup's huge.
Only big teams. win the
Only big
Carabao
teams
Cup.
win the League Cup, mate. All right.
Dreadful. If it was such a big club, then why weren't United playing in the Community Shield? If that's more
Well,
important
you
than
only
finishing second.
you only got in there on fucking merit.
Finishing
because-
second is
didn't win
a
anything
better
else.
achievement than winning the Tin Pot trophy.
Is it?
Well, that's what the FA do.
Well, we almost won the FA Cup. We just lost in the final, so they didn't want to repeat of that because they knew that City would have beaten us again, probably. But yeah, it is an interesting debate. Would you rather finish second or finish fourth and win a cup?
I'd rather finish 4th and win a cup.
Exactly.
But for Arsenal, who have won a series of FA Cups in the 2010s,
You haven't won a League Cup for a while, though,
and
have you? So, when was the last time you won a League Cup?
I think
Only
it's
like
a difference in perspective.
2005, maybe? Long time ago.
You needed a trophy. We needed
If
a
it's
top
before,
4
if
finish.
it's before Tottenham, that's shameful.
I don't know if it... I reckon it is. I can't remember them winning it any time recently.
I think Tottenham won it like 2008, I think.
League Cup. Here we go. 1992. Well, none of us were even a
Ooh.
twinkle in our mother's eyes then. But obviously you won the FA Cup in what, like 20...
20, I think.
Yeah.
So, not
That was
not
a good
too long
final.
ago.
I enjoyed that final. I did watch it.
Yeah.
Good final.
Excellent game.
Favourite final I've ever watched, FA Cup final, is either United versus Palace or Arsenal
was good.
versus Hull. They were both
Oh,
amazing
the Arsenal Hull.
finals. That was a really good final. Obviously, we weren't really like lucid enough for the Gerrard final, the Liverpool one. But apparently, that was a really good one. But yeah, we'll carry on this question of your ball knowledge, Connor, with our quiz for the day.
These votes aren't going to be good, are they?
Well, we might see. Well, I don't know if we'll do the same thing this week. But yeah, we've decided on a new quiz. For every guest we get on, we're going to ask them about a special season from their club. I'll let you take it away, Xander. This is about, of course, the Arsenal 03-04 Invincible season.
Okay, so first question. This is 2003-04, as Jamie just said. How many goals did Thierry Henry score in the league that year?
It was less than the previous season, because that was the season he got nominated for the Ballon d'Or, wasn't it? With the 20-goal, 20-assist season. So I think this is goals in the Premier League.
This is goals
alone.
in the Premier
This
League
is just goals in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
So if he got 20 something in the one before, then I'm going to go with less. I'm going to go with 22.
Incorrect. He got 30 goals in the league that year.
Did he?
Yeah, and he got
Unbelievable.
39 in all competitions. So not a great start.
Not a
but
great start. But
moving on. So this is a two-parter here. You can get 2 points for this one. Who was the highest transfer fee paid for, and how much was it?
leading up to this season,
So so it was like the pre-season for
just for Arsenal, or is this for
for
everyone?
this is just Arsenal. So
Okay.
who did you sign that season, do you reckon?
God.
I know obviously you weren't born, but
I mean,
Yeah.
Sol Campbell was signed, but that was on a free, wasn't it? So that was from Spurs, which was unexpected. We had the likes of Bergkamp and Vieira and Henry already in.
it is a niche one. I'll give you a
Will
clue.
Todd was already there.
I can give you a clue if you
Hey.
want, because it's quite a niche one.
What about position, or is that too
That's what I'm saying.
obvious?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I can give you a position. He's a winger.
It's a winger. Ljungberg already there. Perez, but I'm gonna have to say Ljungberg, but I think that, or is it Overmars? No, yeah, Overmars was there way before. That's awful. I'll go Ljungberg, but I don't think that's right.
So it was.
It was Jose Reyes.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
topical as well, isn't it? The last couple of years.
Niche one. How much did you pay for him? Do you want to take a guess? I'll give you within 1 mil.
Can't be too much. It wasn't a record signing at the time, I don't think. Must be only about 4 mil.
It was 10 million
£10 million pounds.
for Jose Antonio Reyes in 2003.
That's Neymar price now, probably, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With the rate of inflation.
obviously you went invincible that year, but how many draws did you get in the
We
league?
had 12 draws.
Yes, you
Jamie.
did.
We did.
He's
I'll
got
get a point on the board.
Hey, come on. Go on, Xander.
Who knocked them out of the FA Cup that year?
It was United.
It was indeed.
was.
Is that a two-parter?
That is a
No,
two-parter.
No, it's not really.
Really?
I think
Not
it's
Was it
not
United
a
in the
two-parter.
semis?
It was United.
It was
in
in the semis.
Tell you what, I'll give you another half a point for saying that. Go on.
Thank you.
So that one technically wasn't a two-parter. I just put in there that it was 1-0. The next one is about everyone's favourite competition, the League Cup.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Who knocked you out of the League Cup? They ended up going on to win it that year. This is really niche. If you know this,
Was it
then
Middlesbrough?
It was
It
indeed.
was.
That's unbelievable. You're getting another half a point for that. Son.
Thank you.
That's unreal. I make this up as I go along these rules, clearly. Who was the... So we've got... This is a two-parter and the last one's a two-parter as well, so go on.
Who made the most appearances that season, and how many did he make?
So that is a two-parter.
Is this Premier League or is this
Premier.
Well,
No,
if-
this is
well,
all
if it's... Yeah, it's
All
gonna have,
comps.
I'm going to have to go all comps because he did start every single league game, so you could have just said 38.
Vieira must have got a red, so it can't be Vieira. That's a good start.
He's actually spot on. Like, we looked it up before. He had
Yeah.
one red, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So I think, is it? I'm gonna go with Lauren.
Ooh.
Not quite. It is Jens Lehmann, the keeper.
I thought rotation may have been.
You want to take a wild guess at how many appearances he made? You got to bear in mind, like you said, made it to the semis of a couple of...
Semis of a couple competitions, 38 games. Let's go with. I've got to bear in mind rotation. I'll go 51.
Oh,
It was 54.
really
Ooh.
close. But I did say
That was a-
within
that was a
one.
good
so
guess.
Got the wrong
unfortunately,
just, class. No.
just off.
Yeah.
And the last one, who got the most yellow cards?
And it's gonna have to be Vieira, surely.
It is
It is
indeed.
Vieira.
And again, I'll give you within one for...
How many he got?
yeah.
I'll go 12.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
13.
He actually-
There we
he-
go.
So you got a final point on the board. So you got, Mr. Maunder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How
Out
do
of
I compare?
technically, well, you're top because we've
Oh.
only just started it today. And I gave you a couple of bonus points
Stop the league. Stop the league.
Stop the count, because I do whatever the fuck I want, because this is our podcast. So I'll give you as many points as I want. But yeah, no, that's pretty good.
That was good.
Pretty good quiz.
I'll take that, especially after the first couple questions. I
Yeah,
thought, oh no,
you're
here we
looking in the
go.
mud after like. To be fair, Jose Antonio Reyes is such a niche one. Though, isn't it?
£10 million. I can't believe that still.
I know. That's about. Like, you could pay £10 million for a player today, couldn't you? In like.
Yeah, probably the championship.
Yeah, Ellis Sims, 8 mil.
That's outrageous. That is.
It is. But yeah, no, I'll say so. We've got who's it for Argyle? Watford away this weekend. Ooh, it's gonna be a tough one. Especially after their start against QPR, where they sausaged them in like the first half an hour.
We are better than QPR.
Yeah.
We are better than QPR, but we're not better than Watford. Fuck me.
I think it will be another 4-0 win, but I think it will be the goals will come
4-0.
The goals will come more gradually this time.
I reckon we'll get 1 at least. Surely, I've said 3-1. I reckon. I don't think it'll be that
Maybe 4-1.
despondent. Maybe 4-1. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a 5-1.
Ah, Jesus.
But I don't think
My mate goal difference will not be happy.
it would be awful if we lost 5-1, because there are a couple teams that I'm scared of in this league. Like
Yeah.
Leicester, like Watford, purely because they've got a 5-0 in them.
Yeah.
So then lose 5-0, but
Leeds are unpredictable, I think.
their injury crisis. So have you seen how many players they've got out now for
I know,
the
it's
next
mad.
few weeks?
It's
11.
Crazy. Jesus. But I think they're still one to watch, obviously. Then going away to like Sunderland's never easy.
No. Other
I just
difficult
think
ones.
when we're going to play Swansea, it's going to be a draw. Like, it's just got draw,
It's got draw
written
written
all
all
over
1-0,
it, that game.
100% 1-0.
Swansea
Nah.
love a draw.
No, that'll be nil. Actually, we haven't really drawn that much in the last 2 seasons.
I thought you drew quite a bit last year. You had that really dry spell, didn't you?
Yeah, we had. I know. I think we lost more than we drew in that
Oh,
period.
God.
Though.
Oh, maybe we'll win then. But you're definitely in a stronger place than last year, aren't you? So
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
keeping Perot is so huge, isn't it?
Yeah. I hope whatever happens with him, we hope we sort it out, because we either got to sell him in January, and then whoever we sell him to, we've got to loan him back just to get the job done. Especially if we're in like a playoff race.
Yeah,
Like, we
exactly.
need
I
him
think
back.
he probably will be.
Yeah.
Top 10. You don't think Swansea will finish top 10?
I don't think Swansea will finish top 10. I think it's too competitive.
Really?
Yeah, I think...
Brave.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm not going to...
Put your money where your mouth is.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did finish top 10, but I don't think it would be between the 8th and 6th mark or 8th and playoff mark. I can see someone like Hull sneaking in for some reason. I can see a Stoke. Millwall look like
Stoke have spent a lot of
keep
money, haven't
going.
they? They've just got like a bottomless pit of Bet365
Yeah,
money.
I think Stoke.
Ipswich as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
No, I don't think Ipswich will
I
do it.
fucking hate Ipswich, and they
I
had
know-
to go and prove us wrong. Like, we were
Yeah.
slandering them last week, being
Well,
like,
no.
second place, there's not a chance. And then they
There's-
went and fucking beat Sunderland.
There's still time. It's only the opening day.
There's still 45 games.
No, I know. I love it. No, but it's funny though. I saw this account on Instagram. It was like, what you learned about your club, and it was like Wrexham won't dominate the league. I'm thinking, mate, this is one game in. How can you say that?
Beat Wigan last night on pens, didn't they?
Yeah.
Good result. Mark Howard?
Mark Howard.
Fucking Ben Howard. Who the fuck's
Who's
that guy?
Ben?
I don't, who the fuck is that guy? No, keep him in. Fuck Foster. Get him out. I'm thinking of Ben Foster. That's where I'm going wrong. Yeah. I think, they'll still be up there, won't they? Notts County, Stockport. They've all just got too much money, haven't they? They'll just sign players in January if they're struggling. What was I going to say? Have you got your Premier League predictions there?
I do, yes.
Have you got them in your mind or
I
written down?
I can do it. Do you want it's in top?
Well, because we did all of ours last week, so I feel like
all
because
20.
well, no, just top
7. And
Europe and relegation.
Europe and relegation.
So I feel like we gave everybody else a chance to voice them last
Yeah.
week. So
Okay, I'll start with relegation because I think that's the one where I'm quite confident.
same.
Same. Yeah.
I think did we do the same?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
the same.
The exact same.
19 and 20 were different.
Yeah.
My order will be different to yours. I imagine I've discussed it,
Yeah.
pre-podcast.
Yeah, I know who he's put bottom.
Wolves will finish with an Aston Villa type relegation points total, about 20 points.
I can see that, I can
My
see
mate
it.
Lopetegui's gone, isn't he, as
He
well?
is.
Gary O'Neill coming in, ex-Bournemouth manager. Fucking hell.
No, now to be fair, I don't think that's too bad, because considering where Bournemouth were,
Yeah.
I don't think he did a bad job.
No.
They overachieved on every single statistic. Their
Yeah.
expected goals was horrendous.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they're just still not gonna. He's not gonna have any money if Lopetegui's not been able to get the money out of this. It's like trying to get a blood out of a stone here at Wolves at the moment. Fucking hell.
What Wolves need really is Steven Schumacher.
They need a fucking miracle.
On their budget.
They need fucking Jesus. They don't need Schumacher. That's what they need. But yeah, go on.
But
So Wolves
will
bottom.
finish bottom. I think Sheffield then are looking awful. And Dai, is that what he's called?
Yeah, Marseille, isn't it?
Yeah,
The fact that he had his video done with a commentary by Billy Sharp, that is treason. That is awful.
Sharp got released, so he don't give a fuck, does he? Come to Argyle, Billy, if you're listening.
Terrible. So that 19th, they've made no signings. Heckingbottom in an interview was amazing. He said that they don't intend to change how they're going to play. So I'm looking forward to a City, what should we say, 9-0? No, that's been done. 10-0. 10-0.
What hasn't been? What is the highest Prem? Probably about
9-0.
Is it? Yeah.
It is 9-0. I think Tottenham beat
Southampton, wasn't it?
I think,
Leicester, Southampton, United, Southampton.
I think Tottenham beat Wigan 10-1.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
What a day that was.
Double figures, awful. And then in 18th, I'm going to go Luton.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're just not going to be able to make it.
Who else do you think will be around there then?
I think Forest are going to struggle.
I agree.
I think... See, Brentford's one that I'm not sure on because they could finish 10th and surprise everybody.
They had a pretty solid pre-season. They looked all right.
They looked
in the
really
games
good.
They played, didn't they? So,
I think Bournemouth will be safe to avoid that question entirely, basically.
yeah.
So they won't be in the bottom relegation. I have said Burnley are going to struggle. I know everyone's putting them towards upper half, top 10, but I think it's always difficult for a top tier team to come from the Championship and play open football and try and pass your way around. It was done by Daniel Farke with Norwich a few years ago, which was a disaster. Fulham notoriously did it with, what was he called at the time?
Jukanovic.
Yes. Yeah, good.
All knowledge from Dino.
This is why you weren't voted, unlike Jamie.
Yeah. All right.
I can't believe I got a vote. Whoever voted for me, I hate you.
I don't think. No, I voted Ryan, so it wasn't me. But yeah, and then top 7.
Top 7. No Spurs and no Brighton, I'll say. I think Brighton's going to be the one that struggles the most in terms of European football. They've never been in this position
I
before.
could agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they've signed injury-prone players as well as backups, like Dahoud. Milner's pushing 40.
Milner's pushing 60+ discount in Chaplin's.
All the Ribena in the world is not going to help that man. So I don't think that's a good signing. They've got a player that's, I think he got 4 or 5 red cards in Syria, in Igor. So I just don't think their squad rotation is going to be sufficient. So I'm going to put them 9th and Spurs 8th. But top 7.
Put them. Let me have a look. Go on. Sorry.
7th, I think, will be Newcastle. I think that I think West Ham. I think Villa are going to be able to.
Yeah, I should have put Villa higher, to be honest. I didn't realise how good of a window they had. They look strong as well.
And Emery. Such a good manager.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go on.
5th Chelsea.
Yeah.
4th Liverpool.
Can see it, to be honest.
I'll go United 3rd, purely just because I've got to stick to some bias, don't I?
United.
City 2nd. No, just kidding. Arsenal 2nd.
You could, to be fair.
City 1st.
I don't think that's that unrealistic, predicting Arsenal to win the league.
It's not unrealistic. It's just not going to happen. There is no...
To be honest, I think this season, it's not that unrealistic predicting any of those top 4 to go on and win it.
What, Liverpool?
Well, because like you said, if City fall off, any of the other 3 could pick up the scraps, couldn't they?
But City falling off got them 84 points or 82 points when Liverpool won it.
Good point.
And I don't think any of the teams, apart from potentially Arsenal, are going to hit 80 points.
Well, I think, like we said, with Arsenal last year, they had such a great start. Liverpool had an amazing start when they won it. I think it'll probably just come down to that, really. Who's going to have the best start of the season? You look at the run of fixtures who they've got. I think it's Chelsea who've got a really tough start. It's either Chelsea or Liverpool.
Chelsea have got Liverpool first.
Yeah.
That'll be a 0-0 draw.
It's always a
Fourth
draw.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, actually, no. Chelsea have quite a really easy start. West Ham away, Luton at home, Forest at home.
That ain't bad.
So they should be winning them. It's one of these teams has a tough...
Newcastle. They've got Brighton,
Newcastle,
Liverpool,
that's it. Newcastle.
Villa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's Newcastle.
That's a tough one.
And
They've
City,
got-
I think, as well.
Yeah, Newcastle have got Villa, City, Liverpool, Brighton.
Oh, there you
Well,
go.
I mean, they
Yeah.
drew 3-3 with City at home last year,
Yeah.
which I don't think is too bad.
But it's City away at 8 o'clock on a Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah, that's probably going to be about 4-3. Maybe that could be a 4-3 though. To be fair, I could see it.
To be fair, I actually think this year, I don't think there really will be much of a relegation battle.
What? Yeah, because the teams who are down there are so bad.
So yeah, because I think
So, like we said, I think Forest will struggle, but I think they are like leagues above like Luton and Sheffield.
Oh yeah,
it'll be
And,
like
I think the Wolves,
the COVID season.
the
when
Wolves
there was
won.
Such a gap.
Sorry.
No, so that's right.
I was gonna say the Wolves one, like you said. I reckon point deduction could be coming their way, just because of how badly they've managed their finances. So I don't think they'll finish bottom, but I think like Sheffield and Luton, do they have a single Premier League quality player between them? Really?
Who do you think then out of Luton and Sheffield are going to do better?
I think Sheffield will do better just purely because.
I also said Sheffield.
Just purely
Really?
because I think obviously they've been in a lot of that team was in the Premier League when they finished 9th and also finished bottom, so they actually do have a bit of Premier League experience.
Yeah, as opposed to Luton who don't have a single one.
No,
It's Hecking. Is it Hecking Bottom or Hecking Bottom?
Hecking bottom,
Hecking
yeah.
Bottom. He is, to quote an intellectual masterpiece, he is a disgrace. And I hope he gets relegated.
Brighton, you're a disgrace. I hope we get relegated. Was it Mope? You're a disgrace.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, wait. What we haven't mentioned yet is United, actually, which it doesn't really get a mention on this because I always forget to mention it because obviously I'm behind the mic here. But yeah, I think it's been a solid summer, really, hasn't it? Hoyland. I watched a really good Tifo football video last night about how much is Hoyland actually worth. And it was something like, how much did they pay for him? Like 60, 70 mil? And it's like, you're paying that as opposed to over 100 and something million pound for Osimhen, who even then, I reckon Napoli would have held out for like 120 plus, which is just insanity. And you think like, what you would expect from Osimhen if United sign him is to be competing for the Champions League. Whereas with Hoyland, you're only really expecting them to be like quarterfinals-ish.
I think United's best chance at silverware is the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think the Champions League is weaker than any other year
Yeah.
that it has been. I would not be surprised if it was City, Arsenal, United in the semis.
Yeah.
I really would not be surprised.
Yeah, and it's like, you think about with signing him, they're not expecting him to come in and be like a 30-goal a season striker. He's just going to come in, score some, but then be like a hold-up player, especially for like Rashford as well.
Yeah.
Making like dummy runs for when Rashford's going to be running in and kind of having to fucking have Anthony on his shoulders because of how shit he's been occasionally. So, yeah, I think it's a good signing, to be honest. The more I've looked into it and like, obviously he's so young as well. He's only like 20.
I'm concerned who you're going to play when he doesn't play because I've seen reports that he's got some sort of early stage injury that young players have in terms of not being able to play repeated. It's almost a repeated strain injury, but it's muscular.
Well, if Martial's fit, you've got him.
Let's think of someone else. That's what I'm saying, because Martial has proven now, surely as a United fan, that he is not capable.
Yeah.
Up front.
They play Rashford through the middle, despite the fact that he hates playing through the middle and says that he prefers being on the left completely. So then who are you looking at? Who else have they got through the middle? It's like
Jadon Sancho. Is he going to be able to
I'm not
step
playing
up?
Sancho at striker. I'm not playing Sancho at all, mate. We should have sent him back to Dortmund. Is what I said that like for quite a while. I reckon that going back to Dortmund would have been a good move for him. But
United's first team is one of the strongest in the league, but your squad, that's where I'm concerned.
yeah, no, I can agree with that. Because you think we've still got players like Van der Beek who are just going to be sat there collecting dust, despite the fact that he was so good for Ten Hag at Ajax, but is now just been neglected, poor boy. And then, like you said, you look at the squad. Obviously you've got quite a few good attacking mid options now with like Mount, Fernandes, etc., etc.
So a couple.
I can find them. Let me get it up. Well, Fred's on his way out, isn't he? By the sounds of it, McTominay could be on his way out as well.
Maguire is confirmed now, isn't it? I think. Is it Fabrizio'd?
I think it was Maguire and McTominay for 40 odd mil to West Ham or something, which is just madness.
Awful business by United.
I don't think they'll accept it. I
saw somewhere it's like 50 plus.
Was it?
For like the pair of them.
Yeah. And then looking at the attacking options. Oh, yes. It's pretty slim pickings. Look, you've got like fucking Garnacho, obviously. Pellistri looks all right.
Amad Diallo is injured.
Good player, but he's injured, yeah. money mace there.
Yeah.
Who's going to
It's
come
not
back?
looking good.
Get like what? I don't know. McNeil, or whatever he's called.
I love McNeil. I think he's great.
Sign some players.
Or get like Hugel. Like just get the under 20.
Yeah.
And just put them up there.
Yeah, I agree.
Chuck them in at the deep end.
But yeah, United goal is compete for top 4 and try and win a trophy. Probably it's nothing more than that, is it? Nobody's expecting them to go and win the title. So there you go. All right. Did you have anything else to? Oh, your fact of the day, of course.
Fact of the day, yes. I saw this the other day.
Ooh.
So in the last 4 seasons in 2020, 2021, 22 and 23, like the start of the season, one of our new signings has scored the first goal. Morgan Gibbs-White scored our first goal of the
you're
COVID
about
season.
Swansea. Okay, yeah.
I should have said that. Jamie Patterson scored our first goal of the 21-22 season. Last year, who was it? Oh, Harry Darling scored our first goal of last season, and Jerry Yates scored our first goal of this season.
There you go.
All new signings.
Yates, great signing, isn't it?
He is a good signing. I love him.
Anything else you had to add today, Connor?
I'll go with a football fact as well. For the last 10 years plus, not in every single season, Spurs have not won a trophy.
Whoa, I never knew that.
Actually, backing up that fact,
Audi Cup.
Ben Davies, who now plays at Tottenham, was Swansea Academy graduate. He won more trophies in the 2 seasons of his professional career he was with us than he has in his entire spell at Tottenham.
Straight fact. Love the Tottenham slander at the end there.
Even Remy Augustin, who I hear you say
God.
has got more trophies than
Who I
Tottenham
hear you say.
in the last 10 years.
Oh, there we go. Even Ballymumba and Morgan Whittaker winning the title with Argyle last year. Well,
More trophies than Harry Kane.
Whittaker got a medal, didn't he?
Yeah. He still hasn't got his medal yet.
Has he not?
No, apparently not. He said that in the press conference. He didn't have his medal yet.
Fucking scumbags.
I know.
Kane to buy, and I'll end on that then. 100 mil. Finally happening, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Needs to move, doesn't he? Else he'll never win anything.
Yeah.
And then I hear Spurs fans saying he wants to stay for Shearer's record. He wants to be club captain.
He don't care.
He doesn't
No,
care.
he doesn't care.
He wants money and trophies and success.
And who can blame him?
Exactly.
He's been deprived.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode. It's been goodbye from me, goodbye from Xander,
Goodbye.
and goodbye from Mr. Mulder.
Goodbye.